this is the final photo I'll be posting of this, I guess what turned into a series of 3 photos taken after a night of sleet and ice that had fallen on all over town, and everything was shut down, and I was out with my kids playing around and shooting photos the morning of the morning after the ice storm. Initially, I didn't think anything of this. What you're looking at here is just some ice on the street. It's just, that's it. And we just walked right past it, and I didn't think anything of it because it didn't look interesting enough for a photo. But I actually turned around. I had my camera with me, my D750 and my 105 millimeter macro lens. I turned around and I thought, I'm not sure if this is going to be a great photo, but I'm going to take it anyway because I'm not developing film. I mean, it's not really no harm in it. And I think, I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know, but it's different. And it's kind of, well, it was a learning opportunity. So I'll just say that. And it was fun to shoot with sort of 2 planes here. There's the ice that you can see. And this is shot, by the way, with my macro lens, like I just mentioned, at f6.7, 1/250th of a second, ISO 1100. And there's not even like a clear subject. I mean, this is almost like an AI generated texture. If you didn't know any better, you might think I just went to Adobe Firefly or Midjourney or something and typed like texture of ice on street. But this isn't AI. This is just me taking a photo. But it's different for me in that there's no clear subject. It's just a texture, just ice crystals or a sheet of ice, a lattice of ice. And then behind it, or below it, like imagine you're looking straight down at the street, like standing and looking straight down below you. So below the ice here, you see all this brown. That's the pavement. And there's not like one clear subject, but there's just those 2 planes, like the subject and the background. And shooting this macro at f6.7 meant that the top plane was totally in focus, or at least as much as I could get it. I guess if I shot with a tripod, maybe I could have found a way to get the camera totally flat, totally level. As it was, I think it was actually tilted a little bit. But for the most part, you have this top plane, which is essentially flat. And then below it, even it's an inch below. I mean, it's just barely below the surface. That's blurry. And that's what happens when you shoot macro. But the one thing that kind of stands out is the hole in the ice on the right-hand side. There's a couple holes in the ice, but the obvious one is on the right-hand side where there's that slight darker patch, that discoloration. And you can see through, almost like a window, into the street behind it. So if this had just been the ice and the street, I don't even know if I would have posted it. But the fact that it's got that little window there, that almost like you're peeking through, that's what does it for me. And it was, I don't know if it was intentional or not. It was intentional that I took a photo with that hole in the ice. But this exact composition, I'm not sure I planned this out specifically. I noticed this as I was going through my photos, and it kind of struck me like, wait a second, that's it. I had a couple where that hole was right in the center, and it just didn't work. Moving it off to the right and not cropping it, like this is the photo, uncropped. And having that hole just off center, I think, is what makes this and elevates it from something that could be super, super boring into something maybe a little more interesting.